Hi, I'm Tom Mayenknecht, host of The Sport Market. There's nothing like wins and losses and ultimately championships to fuel the banter of sport fans from throughout North America, no matter whether they're fans of NFL or CFL football, MLB baseball, NBA basketball, MLS soccer, or NHL hockey. Yet when it comes to the business of sport, few statistical compilations get tongues wagging more than the league valuations done by Forbes magazine since 1998. That's why it's fun for fans of the business of sport to rate and debate how their favorite team stacks up in terms of franchise valuation and, of course, profits and losses. This week, with Forbes.com releasing its annual list of NHL franchise valuations, it was hockey's turn to be under the spotlight of the findings for the past year and estimates for the current season. There are several flagship storylines in my books, including the continued #1 ranking held by the Toronto Maple Leafs at a valuation of $521 million. That's on profits of $82 million on revenues of $193 million, according to Forbes.com. The Leafs have been hockey's biggest business since Forbes began its annual valuations, and they've held that top spot despite not having reached the playoffs since before the lockout of 2004 and not having won a Stanley Cup since '67. They're proof positive that although success in the business of sport is typically synonymous with the business of winning, it is more fan loyalty and stakeholder engagement that define success at the bottom line for pro sports teams. That fan loyalty sells out the Air Canada Centre and drives big TV numbers for the Leafs, win or lose. Imagine where the franchise valuation can go and will go with the team showing promise this year for the first time in almost a decade since they reached the Final Four in 2002. Another storyline is how the Leafs, New York Rangers, and Montreal Canadiens are literally in a profit league of their own. They're all north of $400 million in valuation, and their aggregate profits of $170 million are greater than the rest of the other 27 teams combined, period. Yet to me, the most revealing storyline is how bullish the Canadian markets are for NHL hockey, with all 7 teams showing value increases this season regardless of market size. 2 of the top 3 are Canadian. 3 of the top 7 are Canadian, with the Vancouver Canucks behind only the original 6 franchises at the top tier of the Forbes list. 6 of the 7 teams are at or close to the top half of the league, including number 13 Calgary and the smaller markets of number 15 Edmonton and number 17 Ottawa. Even the Winnipeg Jets are at number 24 at $164 million in valuation. The big story there is that no club gained more in value than the Atlanta Thrashers when they became the Winnipeg Jets, showing a bump of 21% in just 1 year. Just moving to Canada made that franchise a bigger hockey business, and the value should only increase as ticket revenues get factored in over the next season or 2 in the prairies. The bull market in Canada is something the NHL needs to continue to consider paying special attention to as it assesses what it should do with franchises such as the weakling Phoenix Coyotes, the lowest valued team in the league at $134 million, and whether it should move a second team into Toronto. This week's Forbes rankings show that Quebec City would do like Winnipeg and improve the fortunes of another southern U.S. Sunbelt team. Yet they also show that the next best market for a new NHL team is actually a second team in Toronto or Southern Ontario. That market continues to be king for the NHL among a series of crown jewels known as the league's Canadian teams.